pro day with Hunter Greene of the Reds on Friday, the 25th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Chino Hills, California. And this is a great charity, a great organization donating baseball cleats, sizes 9 to 15 for young athletes. And they're going to donate in collaboration with the city of Chino Hills. They've been doing this since 2019. And Hunter Greene, man, on the mound, don't want to mess with you. Off the mound, you are a good man. I want to know, if it goes back to 2019, this was your brainchild, and how did it come about?
Yeah, no, this goes way before 2019, but so this specific event is called the Sunset Tour. This is the last of the cleat giveaways, at least for this year. I don't know what the future holds. Hopefully I can continue to give cleats away in the future. We all know how expensive the sport of baseball is, especially cleats. So any way that, I'm able to help provide any type of, equipment for families, for children, I'd love to, be a part of it. But like I said, this goes way back to when I first started and kind of my, philanthropic efforts at a really young age, and kind of promised myself and my family, like, when I get to a certain point in my career and continue to, gain resources and network to provide even more for families and for others that are in need or might need some help and some resources. So I think that's the most exciting part is, knowing I'm still in the beginning of my career, but I've impacted a lot of families and have helped a lot of people out, and it's just the beginning.
Yeah, great work, Hunter. Jake Peavy, bud. That's what the game's about. The game's in good hands with guys like you caring about the communities. I want to talk to you about Cincinnati and the community. You guys got that place electric through the summer. Yourself had an incredible resurgence come to form there down the stretch. What do you think? What did you learn from that? And what do you think looking forward to next year? And what's it look like getting atop that Central?
Yeah, man, like you said, just I think a lot to look forward to, a lot of excitement, brought back to the city of Cincinnati, and a lot more work to be done. I think we saw, a glimpse of what our future can look like. We see the talent that's around, the work ethic, and as you know, when you put those two together, greatness is bound to happen. So it's really exciting to be in that clubhouse, to know those guys, that have chemistry, to have that vision moving forward, to have guys in the clubhouse that have been in those playoff experiences, have been to the World Series. It adds just, that much more to it. So, like I said, it's super exciting. There's a lot of rich baseball history in Cincinnati, as you guys know. And to be a part of that, now and in the near future is just a true blessing.
Hunter, you talk about what you saw this year from the team and the community and just the excitement around Cincinnati Red baseball, which there is a ton of. You're a big part of that. You specifically, what does this offseason look like for you so far? What are you trying to accomplish? Just a couple minor injuries last year, but obviously you weren't quite able to put together, I'm sure, a full season like you would have liked. But what does your offseason look like? How do you prepare yourself to get ready for another season this coming year to try to help this team get over the top?
Yeah, as we know, every offseason you should be, kind of upgrading. And no matter how much experience you have, guys are, always continuing to learn and grow and figure out how they can be even better next season. But for me, man, it's funny. A lot of people have been asking me about, what offseason plans do you have? Have you been traveling? And it's like, man, there's that big part of me that's like, I truly didn't feel like I deserved to go out and have an off season like that and to go travel. There's so much that I want to accomplish and I want to do for the city of Cincinnati. This year I felt like I came up short in that, and but like I said, there's a lot of growth that's bound to happen and will continue to happen. So for me, it's just trying to figure out how I can throw that complete season, and I'm getting closer, and I'm learning a lot. I'm continuing to to ask questions and figure things out, but I feel like I'm getting closer and closer, and knowing who I am and my kind of my outlook on things, I know I'll be there very soon.
Hunter, you're only 24, but you've been a pro for 7 years. And if you do the math, obviously you were a teenager. What's the most important lesson you've learned from playing pro ball in many places?
Yeah, it's that's kind of a it's a broad question. I can say so many things, but It's being able to understand that this is a privilege and not a right. There's a lot that goes into this profession and sports in general, and if you're able to be in this position, there's a lot that you can do, and not just in the sports world, but one of the main reasons why we're on this Zoom today and talking is because of the impact that I'm able to have off the field, and to create lifelong memories and relationships with people through this game. So I think that's the most exciting part about being in this position, being a professional athlete, is the impact that you can have on others.
Yeah, off and on the field. I want to talk to you about on the field real fast, Hunter. Down the stretch, in the second half especially, I got a chance to dive in and catch a couple of your starts. Dominant. Give me some keys to success when you're on top of your game. What's going right? And then talk to me about some stablemates. You got Andrew Abbott and some of these young arms around you that are poised and ready for success with you.
Yeah, I feel like my best games, even last year and this year, was having that bulldog mentality. Sometimes you can get complacent in this game and mentally kind of take your foot off the gas if you've had 3, 4, or 5 good starts. But learning from some of the best players and best pitchers that have success in this game, you don't lose that mentality. You step on the field and you know that you're the best, and that's the mentality that you have to have, especially playing at the highest level. So I think the best games for me have been when I'm locked in from the first pitch to the last, and I don't take a single pitch off. I know that the hitters aren't, so I surely can't, as well. So I think it's, staying in that mindset, staying in that attack mode has been number one for me. But to touch on, our other pitchers that are in our rotation, Andrew Abbott, Nick Lodolo coming back, Graham Ashcraft, Connor Phillips that pitched for us, Brandon Williamson that did an amazing job his first year. It's a great group of guys, really good people, which I truly believe is number one, having that good chemistry, having guys that are humble, ready to work. All of that comes into play, especially for 162. So a lot of talent. It's been great to, kind of come up through the system and know Graham for a while. I've known Nick since high school, and then getting to know Andrew. It's a great group of guys, and Brandon Williamson as well. So all those guys are ready to go to work. And like we touched on earlier, we got a glimpse of that, those special moments and the knowing where we could be in the city of Cincinnati. So all those guys got a taste of that, and I know we're all hungry going into spring training.
Hunter, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your work. Have a great holiday and stay healthy. Don't do anything dumb like I would do, please.
No jet skiing, no rock climbing, none of that.
No. Sit on the couch. I guarantee you'll be safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Great
I wanted
work,
to touch on really
Thanks a lot.
quick on the Sunset Tour. I want to say thank you to Big League Dreams in Chino Hills. I used to play tournaments there as a kid, so being able to go back to Big League Dreams is going to be awesome. There's a rich culture of baseball and a lot of love for the game of baseball out there. Thank you to Full Circle Consulting Systems, my mom, Hunter Greene, Dr. Kathleen Van Antwerp for being able to provide the cleats. Thank you to Nike as well. They're sending a bunch of gear, Haddad Sports, and Larry Reynolds, Harold's brother. So everybody's involved, and it'll be a very special event. So thank you, guys.
That's excellent. The Roberto Clemente nominee for the Reds, I think you know why after listening to him. Hunter Greene, thank you.
Thank you, guys.